Welcome to Biligoloji, where we decode the latest breakthroughs in science. So today, we're diving deep into our own DNA. We're going to uncover some really cool secrets about our ancient relatives, and then see how those same ideas are actually shaping the future of medicine right now. Okay, so let's start with a story. A story that's literally written in the DNA of billions of us alive today. It's about our closest long-lost relatives and a mystery that's been bugging scientists for a long, long time. Now, this might sound like something out of a movie, but it is 100% scientific fact. Tens of thousands of years ago, our ancestors, Homo sapiens, met and, well, they got pretty friendly with their close cousins, the Neanderthals. And this isn't just some dusty old history, right? It turns out about 2% of the DNA in all non-African populations today comes directly from those ancient encounters. But hiding inside that simple number is a pretty big puzzle. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. We definitely inherited some of their regular DNA, the kind you get from both mom and dad, but we've found zero Neanderthal mitochondrial DNA. That's a special type of DNA that's passed down only from mothers to their kids. So this missing maternal link left scientists scratching their heads with two main theories. So how do you solve a mystery like this? Well, a brand new study did something totally brilliant. Instead of just looking for Neanderthal DNA in us, they flipped the whole question on its head and started looking for our DNA in them. It's a fantastic way to see the other side of the story. And what they found was a total game changer. It turns out that Homo sapiens DNA was showing up way more often on the Neanderthal's X chromosome. Now, what does that mean? Well, it strongly suggests it wasn't a genetic glitch killing off certain offspring. No, it was probably a behavioral thing, a mating preference. For whatever reason, it seems like Neanderthal males and Homo sapiens females were having kids together a lot more often. As one population geneticist, Sohini Ramachandran, put it, sex bias is something that's really pervasive. This is huge. It's not just ancient history. It reminds us that our own story is shaped by these complex social behaviors that we're only just now starting to piece together, all thanks to the secrets hidden in our DNA. So, speaking of DNA, our ability to read that genetic code isn't just for looking back in time. Today, we're using it to rewrite our own future. And that brings us to a mind-blowing new front in the war on cancer. You might have heard of this thing called CAR-T therapy. It's incredible. It basically takes a patient's own immune cells and turns them into these elite cancer-hunting assassins. It's been a massive success for blood cancers, but solid tumors? They have this nasty trick. They're masters of disguise, which makes them almost invisible to our immune systems. But what if you could give those immune cells supervision? That's exactly what a new study figured out how to do. Researchers engineered these T cells with what they call a hit receptor. Think of it like a biological magnifying glass that's so sensitive it can spot the absolute tiniest trace of a cancer cell. It basically unmasks those tumors that were hiding in plain sight. And the potential here is just staggering. If this works out in clinical trials, this one approach could be used to treat more than 20 different kinds of solid tumors. We're talking kidney, ovarian, and pancreatic cancers. It's a huge deal. This incredible level of biological precision isn't just for fighting cancer. We're now applying it to maybe the most complex thing in the known universe, the human brain. We're making super delicate brain surgery safer than it has ever been before. So imagine you're a surgeon removing a brain tumor. The challenge is immense, right? You have to take out all the bad stuff, but leave all the good stuff. For years, the best method has been something called awake brain mapping, where they literally wake the patient up mid-surgery to test things like speech. But it's kind of a simple test. Can you speak? Yes or no? It doesn't really catch the smaller, more subtle details. So what's the solution? Well, it's this new software called MindTrace, and it's basically like a real-time GPS for the brain. It doesn't just check if a patient can name a picture, it measures how fast they do it. Even a tiny delay could signal that the surgeon is near a critical area. This technology actually lets them predict right there in the operating room how a single cut might affect a patient's life down the road. It's amazing. Sometimes to solve our own biological puzzles, we have to look to the real experts, nature. And when it comes to handling extreme conditions, some animals have figured out solutions that just seem to defy biology as we know it. You and I were always hearing, cut back on the sugar. A big sugar spike is dangerous for us. But then you look at a hummingbird. A high sugar diet is literally how it survives. Their blood sugar can spike to levels that would be catastrophic for a person. So how do they do it? The answer is just a beautiful piece of evolutionary genius. Researchers found that these sugar-eating birds all share a tiny change in one key gene, and that one little tweak allows them to instantly and super efficiently convert all that extra glucose into fat for storage. It's just a stunning example of nature finding a workaround for a diet that would be toxic for us. And hey, while we're on the topic of birds, you've got to hear this. It's a fun one that goes way, way back. A recent look at fossil tracks suggests that the ancestors of modern birds, including the mighty T-Rex, walked on their tiptoes. Yeah. So next time you see a chicken walking around, just imagine it, but 8 tons heavier. So what's the big idea connecting all of this? I mean, we've talked about the love lives of our ancient ancestors, programming our own cells to fight disease, learning from hummingbirds. It all comes down to one thing: our growing ability to read and now to rewrite the code of life itself. This is honestly what makes science so thrilling. It's not some dusty old textbook filled with boring facts. It's a living, breathing story of discovery. And every single answer we find just opens the door to more and more fascinating questions. Thanks for tuning in to Biligoloji. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode.